Mike Evans looks good. Mike Evans looks fantastic. Rashee Rice looking smooth. Our boy Cyrus Allen. Everybody's talking about him now. Remember when we were talking about the waiver wire board and how the preemptive week 1 waiver wire board was coming? Cyrus Allen would be on the wide receiver list. We've got these guys. I haven't adjusted the running back since, but now everyone and their mother is on the Cyrus Allen train. But he's still going to be very reasonable. But there's still expectations of, ups and downs. How much do they involve him? But a lot of Cyrus Allen hype right now. Dynasty wide receiver rankings. We'll probably do that tonight. That'll be tonight's show. Re-ranking the rookie re-ranking all the rookies. That'll be tonight's graveyard show. We're talking about Jeremiyah Love and the panic that everybody's kind of throwing out there. But you gotta look at this as an advantage. Because there's no way they're not using the number 3 overall pick. And you could say, oh, you said that about Bijan, and look what Tyler Algier did there. Smitty, Algier's in the way here. Hackett's in the way. But this is pricing in all of that risk. If there was no concern whatsoever, Jeremiyah Love would go in the top 10. He's now, probably because of all the people panicking like crazy over the comments the Cardinals have made, Hackett's made. LaFleur said you can't run a running back 65 times, and they're going to have a rotation. And there's reports that Love is running with the 2s right now. He's a rookie. He's learning. It's going to create panic that's going to send Jeremiyah Love so far down the 3rd round that if you continue to regurgitate the concern, you're not adjusting to the ADP and the advantage point. We got Jadarian Price going to the moon. Absolutely. Cyrus Allen, Jadarian Price, Mike Evans, the whole crew is just going up. I mean, we've called the Cyrus Allen thing and all this other stuff to a T so far. Deebo Samuel in San Francisco. This show is here for you Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And I only have 11 thumbs up, by the way. About 100 of you already in the building over on Rumble. Please hit that like button. I got 11 thumbs up. Can we do a solid to Smitty? You walk in, you hit the thumb up. We get this video to 100 likes at the beginning of it, and then we just move on from there. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
I feel like a like merchant. I'm here begging for likes on a channel where we're here Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Every single midnight we're here. We're here when news breaks, and I'm begging for 34 likes. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Guys, we got so much hype right here in front of our face right now. Mike Evans is going to touchdown max everybody this freaking season. He looks phenomenal. I've got a image on a video clip on my Instagram of this guy going up and catching a football. Now, I hate some of this camp hype where like a running back gets the ball and it's like everyone puts their hands on him and he breaks through and goes down the field for a touchdown when he literally would have got clobbered by like 4 guys, but they're not even playing 2-hand touch. And everyone's like, did you see him? Like Caleb dropped back and threw a normal pass to, I believe it was Burden. There was nothing special about it at all. And people on Instagram were like, this is what I need. This is absolutely, oh my God. like this, like some of this stuff is stupid. Even the Rashee Rice catch is nothing to cry home about. It's nice to see him out there running. He's running full speed. He looks fantastic. But the actual route he ran that people were like, did you see that route? It gets a little stupid. How people don't know. It's different when you're looking at one thing versus another. Like the Cyrus Allen catch, for example, is a really, really, really good one. This one right here, I'll show you the Cyrus Allen. I'm going to have this on my Instagram, but it's a phenomenal catch. There's a big difference between this kind of thing where Cyrus Allen's grabbing it, spinning around on the sideline. Cyrus Allen looking like a monster. Let's run that back one more time. Let's go right back here. So here's Cyrus Allen right here on the sideline. I mean, there's a big difference between that right here. Right. Oh. There's a big difference between that and a guy going downfield untouched and all that. Mike Evans, this one's pretty good too. Mike Evans looking really, really good with this snag right here. Let me see if I can show you this. So Mike Evans leaps up, grabs the ball. Just showing what you like seeing about this is his dominance of space around him. Not necessarily that he caught a ball. I could catch that ball. Like anybody could catch a ball, but you just see how they're using the player, how they're recognizing their spatial awareness, what kind of catch radius he's looking at, how the Niners are going to prepare to use him with that catch radius, that added catch radius. There's different things you should take in and different things you should spit out. Like the Caleb dropping back and throwing a normal pass to Rome doing something, people going, oh my God, did you see what just happened? Like that's stupid. Just like Rashee Rice running down the field, catching a pass with no defenders on him, and everyone's like, oh my God, Rashee Rice, you see him cooking on that route? That's stupid. You got to know what you're looking at. You got to sit here and say to yourself, okay, Jadarian Price is running with the ones more than anybody was saying he would, and he's catching everything in sight. He's catching things at and around the end zone, around the goal line. They're using him right near the goal line, catching one-handed grabs, looking fantastic, understanding the offense. Pass protection will be great. He'll be totally versed in all that. Then you take that in and say, this is fantastic news. You got to know what to absorb and what not to absorb and what to let affect you. Now, in saying that, we have to be honest with ourselves. We're an adjust and adapt people. This is the only show that's going to tell you how it is and truly, honestly adjust and adapt on the fly, even if I've been plugging away at something all offseason. And I would tell you if I was concerned greatly about this situation in Arizona. The reason I'm not concerned about this situation in Arizona is because it's already baked in. The concern, the slow start potentially, the sharing of a little bit of workload over in Arizona initially as Jeremiyah Love gets on his horse. And if he starts off slow, he doesn't hit a rookie wall and he continues on and has an amazing finish in middle of the season and even beginning of the season, really. But just maybe slower start week 1 or 2 where he's not getting 100 total yards. You're wondering what's going on. He scores a touchdown, though, pulls in 3 or 4 passes, finds a way to score points in weeks 1 and 2, but it's just a little bit not what you wanted in terms of volume. He'll get there. If he started off full go, just taking on 80% of the work, he's going to hit a rookie wall, potentially get hurt. So there's a give and a take as to how you want him to start the season. The real thing that you got to ask yourself is it already baked in enough to say, the discount's sitting right in front of me? Like, just because Steve over here is saying, oh, Smitty, we gotta worry about this. Did you see Hackett and what Hackett said? Did you see what LaFleur said? Smitty, this is Algier all over again in Atlanta. Bijan Robinson. You could say that if he was going 14 overall. BTJ was going at number 10, 9, 8, 11 last year, and that burned everyone. So they're afraid of younger players. They're afraid of overpaying. And then you have Genty going extremely high as a rookie, and that not necessarily paying dividends. Then you had MHJ. You have just time after time we've had some missteps, right? Those have nothing to do with this situation. And not to mention this situation's adjusting way back, cautiously ranking the ADPs, cautiously ranking Jeremiyah Love. He was going at mother freaking 3.1, 3.2 as of yesterday. And that was falling. If you want to grab your hat, you can get it on the channel. Just click on the store on my YouTube. You'll see live home videos on my YouTube channel. Just click on actually, I'll show you right here. If you just click on this store button right here, you guys can cop a hat, grab one on mobile. The store button's there in the navigation. The store button's there. You can grab the hat there. But back to the ADP board. This is as of 2 days ago, really. The ADP for Jeremiyah Love is lingering at this 2.12 to 3.1 territory. Look at Rice right there. It looks fantastic. And Devontae Smith, that's just the worst pick. Love is probably going to fall to 3.4, 3.5, 3.6 if I had to guess. I don't know for sure, but I think that this concern's growing and it's baking in more and more of the risk. Ladies and gentlemen, he could have 50% of the work, and he's still going to be worth a 3.2, 3.4, 3.5 mid-third drafted player value. The only question you have to ask yourself is, do I allow this man to get drafted by somebody else? Okay, so somebody else drafts him. Bill drafted Jeremiyah Love. He gets disappointed after 2 weeks of football, and he says, I can't believe I got Arthur Smith again. and he's not even on the staff. And so he says, I'll trade you him as a 4th round player. Or you have a 4th or 5th round player that's playing like a 3rd round player at the moment. You don't believe it to be true. Parker Washington has a great week 1 and week 2. You also have somebody else that's going off. You put them together and you trade for Jeremiyah Love on the cheap. Like that is something that is in the cards of a strategy that you could take and say, I won't buy Jeremiyah Love. I'll trade for Jeremiyah Love. And I'm fine with that. It's just, you got to ask yourself how likely that is to happen. And for me, I'm already saying I'm fine drafting him as my 3rd drafted player. I'm fine baking in a semi-slow start because at the end of the day, let's take Hampton out of here. Let's take Buka out of here. Let's take ETN out of here. And we'll move them over here. Let's put Jeremiyah Love on the board in the middle of 3. So this means you have let's call it a JSN draft selection strategy build from that middle of round number 1. So if you're getting, let's say 3.4, you're getting JSN at 1.4, 1.5, and then you have that 3.4, 3.5 pick, and you take Jeremiyah Love as your running back 1, or even if he was a running back 2, and you went wide receiver, running back. This right here is baking in every single bit of concern, and anybody panicking about this is just, it's like they haven't, it's like the frog in boiling water. You put the frog in boiling water, he jumps out, right? That's what this feels like to everybody. They're like, news, I'm jumping out. Oh my God, instant reaction. You take the frog, you put him in lukewarm water, you turn it on high, gets a little warmer. He doesn't get out. Gets a little warmer, doesn't really notice anything. Gets a little warmer, he passes out, and he burns to death in the pot. And it's a slow process of not realizing what's going on. And as Jeremiyah Love's ADP keeps falling and everybody's holding on to this mentality of, oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God, I'm scared. And you're slowly just not understanding that the ADP's changed. You have no idea that you're getting a value. You're baking it in. Jeremiyah Love in the middle of round 3 has no risk or concern whatsoever. It's one of the better picks in fantasy. And this guy, Jadarian Price, boy, is he looking like a very good selection. The only thing I would say here is pump the brakes on going too ham on this situation, because we look at like Keon Coleman. Remember Keon Coleman's preseason and camp, how he's dominating. He was like, there was no player I can remember at the wide receiver position that's dominated an offseason, their rookie camp and rookie preseason than Keon Coleman. Catching touchdowns over everybody in practice and scrimmage. Josh Allen was hyper targeting him. And then we got to the real deal, week 1, it was nowhere to be found. So you have to be a little careful not to take this. Look at Hendy. Look how much Hendy was used by the Patriots. Hendy was all over the place in the preseason and in camp. He was going crazy. Like, raise your hand if you were perplexed when Hendy got so much work. They looked like they were going to feed the hell out of him. And then week 1 came, they didn't use him at all. So we got to be a little careful that they aren't trying to just maximize the opportunities to get him in a position. But man, does he look good. This is a league-winning player. This is an excellent rotational running back, too, if you were to go hero RB. And Jadarian Price is such a good value at 6.2, and it's kind of fallen a little bit lately, but the recent reports of him running with the ones could have him climb just a little bit. So just keep that Hendy effect in mind, just because Hendy was getting more buzz than Price was getting more used than Price was in his rookie camp and preseason. So it's just something to keep in mind. But we love Price. Price is I believe he's a moon man or Mars man. Let's go check it out. There it is. He's a moon.
In outer space.
Moon man extraordinaire. And while we're here, we should put Cyrus Allen on this list here, totally deserving of being on this list. I don't know if we're gonna. I think Casey Concepcion, Brazel obviously injured, done. Well, we're gonna take off these guys. They don't need to be here. I like Malachi Fields, but I hate Matt Nagy. That has no business on this board anymore. We haven't cleaned this board up in a little bit. Let's put Cyrus Allen over here. Cyrus Allen's a fantastic midseason monster, and he really could do something a little earlier on than people anticipate, but I think midseason monster is more appropriate. This is a good-looking midseason monster board, I must say. This is a really good-looking board right here. I like the looks of this board right there. Price, Moon Man extraordinaire. Jeremiyah Love is a Saturn or Jupiter man?
The Saturn men.
One small step
We got
for
Evans.
man, one giant.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is so large.
It's possible we move him to Saturn and
The Saturn men.
One small step for man, one giant leap.
and Hampton up on the. We might swap that. I might put Hampton on. I think we're gonna do that right now. Let's do that right now.
The Saturn men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
All right, let's grab this bad boy, put him over on Jupiter.
The Jupiter men. Jupiter is so large. Every planet in the solar system could fit inside it. There are no bigger monsters than the Jupiter men.
Move this around slightly. I love Jeremiyah Love, I do, but I think that this just feels appropriate. This feels a little bit more appropriate, if you ask me. So let me move this over. We'll get rid of him on this board, just because this board is. I don't even want any slow starters on this board, you know. But we're gonna move him to Saturn.
The Saturn men.
One small step for man,
One giant leap for Saturn. All right, that's looking good. Looking good. Hampton's so good, bro. Gonna have such a good year. All right, where are we at? We got Price out of the way. Super chats will be handled in order in what you receive. New Age Outlaw gifting a membership over on the Rumble machine. Thank you, New Age. Appreciate you. Can we get some thumbs up over on the Rumble machine, please, guys? Again, super chats will be handled in order in which they're received. One just flew in here. Standing ovation for the first super chatter of the day. That is for Zerb. Zerb, I haven't seen you in a while drop a super, so I appreciate you. We'll be doing that. First super chat of the day gets the standing ovation going forward. Thank you, Zerb. Zerb says PPR keeper Bijan rank running back 2 Cook, Amon-Ra, Hampton, K9, AJB. Very good question. If it's a 3 wide receiver mandatory, I might I might consider AJB. But in a vacuum, it's Amon-Ra, St. Brown. I'm sorry, St. Brown, then AJB if it's a 3. I didn't even see Amon-Ra until this second. So Amon-Ra, St. Brown, AJB in that order if it's a 3 wide receiver. If it's not a mandatory 3 wide receiver, it's probably still Amon-Ra, St. Brown, but I think I lean Hampton second if you were to go running back. But Amon-Ra is pretty much the number 1 here. Look, he's a top 5 or 6 overall capable player. Like I think you'd be crazy not to take him no matter what. And especially given that it's a full PPR, given you're coming out of round 2 with balance, no matter what, you're going to be fine. So Amon-Ra St. Brown is the only call really here, Zerb. It really is. I would be tempted to go Hampton if St. Brown was gone, though. So just to give you a ranking. And AJB might be third, although damn we love Walker. And we're going to talk about Walker here in a second. So we got Jeremiyah Love out of the way. We got Mike Evans. We didn't really fully, I guess, say what we're going to say about this. I think Mike Evans looks phenomenal. His catch radius, his ability to jump up, and more importantly, the Niners' ability to use him in ways that Mike Evans hasn't really been used before. And the pre-snap motions and systems and architecture over in San Francisco is going to put this man, even if he's in a position to catch only 900 to 1,000 yards, maybe 1090, I think he gets 1,000. I think he gets back to the 1,000 yard, 1,000 yards that Mike Evans is so commonly getting and known for getting. I think he gets like 1010 or 1090 in a worst case scenario, and 12 plus touchdowns in the San Francisco system, where he is the matchup of the best matchup on the field consistently. You can't even stop it with Christian McCaffrey, or if it's Kalen Black, with Kittle, or if it's Tungus, with now Deebo Samuel as a wide back and doing all the things behind the line of scrimmage that he does and makes defenses so worried about. There's no way you can double or bracket Evans consistently. I don't care if you're around the goal line, especially around the goal line. So guess what's going to happen? Where's Christian McCaffrey? Where's Mike Evans? Where's Kittle? F it. We got to make sure we know where all of them are. Mike Evans consistently grabbing those touchdowns. You can't stop it. The Niners are going to be so dangerous this year. It was such a good move to bring Deebo Samuel in. How does your board look from the 1.4 12-man PPR? Love the show, Smitty. If it's not too much, ask maybe just the first 5 rounds after Puka. Bro, I can't do a first 5 rounds for you. Off of 5, no offense, but off a $5 super chat, I can't go through 5 rounds of rankings. But I would say it's best player available for me if I throw the board up on the screen, the ADP board, and say, like, let me give you a sense of how I'm feeling about, the ADP and who's off. I love JSN anywhere in this range right here. St. Brown obviously as well, but JSN when he falls to 5, 6, or 7, I'm smiling ear to ear. Assuming that Nakua, Chase, Bijan, and Gibbs are all gone. Gibbs is my 1.1. When I'm in this territory, my boy, I love going Hampton, Genty. I do it all day long. I don't like JJ here. I like that Kyler's getting a little more work, but I can't grab Kyler in or JJ even at like 2.2, 2.1, 2.3 even right now until I get confirmation Kyler's getting all the reps and he can get prepared enough. But if that happens, I could see JJ being in my 2.3 and up. Down, probably still never going to climb more than my 2.12. I just want Genty and Hampton more. Chase Brown's great. Achane's a fantastic value. You start getting here in this territory. Bowers, I'm locking in consistently. Love Pickens, love Rice and McBride in this territory. Love Buka, Ladd, ETN, Josh Allen, Neighbors. Neighbors is ADP. This board needs to be updated from the Neighbors climb. Neighbors is about right here. Neighbors in this territory. That's in general the way I'm looking at it, but I can't rank all like 60 players. But I appreciate your super chat. How's that feel? And first five rounds after Puka from the 1.4. So after Puka or Chase is selected. So first 5 rounds after Puka or Chase is selected. So if we go back to this board real quickly, and I just say from the 1.4, I guess I'm saying JSN or Puka right here. Bowers is fantastic here, but I like Jeremiyah Love. I think Jeremiyah Love falls here now because of the news. So ideally, the best strategy you could have from this spot, my boy, would probably be, I would say, JSN, Bowers, JSN, McBride, or JSN, Love, McBride, JSN, Bowers, Love, JSN, Bowers, Josh Allen, if quarterbacks are 6 points, or, I don't care about drafting Josh Allen in the 3rd round. It's fantastic. JSN, Bowers, and Rice or Pickens or any of those guys. I don't take Smith. I don't take Hall here. I don't take Flowers. I don't take Olave this high. I don't take Kyron this high. It really does come down to maybe if you think you have a better chance of getting McBride here than Love, maybe then you go Love here and you just take him a little bit higher. But you're definitely going to have, I think, an advantage having JSN or Puka with Bowers. That would be my ultimate strategy. Does that help you? My boy, I appreciate you. Hopefully I give you enough information for the 1.4. 1.4, doing it live. Thank you, Tig. You're the man, the myth, the legend. Call in if you want a little more help walking through that when I open up the phone lines. Thank you very much. Where's this? Okay, I think I handled all the super chats. I thought, Tig, first when I read that too, you wanted 5 rounds of rankings, but you just wanted me to work through the 1.4, so that was good. Okay, sorry about that. Tucker Craft, knee from the active PUP. Boom, there it is. Remember, Bruce called in and said, no offense, Bruce, but Bruce called in and was like, now that Tucker Craft's on the PUP and out for 4 games, people don't understand the PUP. The active PUP, Neighbors avoided the PUP. You can still at any moment go on the active PUP. You go on for a couple days. It's just a paperwork situation where you can get an extra body to look at in camp. It's all just taking advantage of the numbers. That's all the active PUP is. So don't worry about this. When he got thrown on the active PUP, people are like, oh, I guess he's not as healthy as we thought. People don't understand the pup list and how it works and the different levels of it. We've tried to explain it. We explain it here at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. This is the new show. We'll take care of you, so make sure you hang here. You don't need to go anywhere else. You don't need to go to Twitter. The MD's on Twitter telling you that Neighbors won't be good until October. We said don't listen to any of that hogwash. And what do we say? We told them Neighbors going to the mother freaking moon. Neighbors, you're going to the mother freaking moon. Neighbors is going to the moon. Yeah, buddy. Going to the moon.
the moon.
New Age dropping another gifted membership. 420 man dropping a gifted membership over on the Rumble. Appreciate both you guys. Your neighbors won't be available till October. Why? Who said that? Oh, the guys are on the Twitter. Yeah, Smitty, what do you think about that? All right. We're cleaning neighbors up in the 4th round for months. Unbelievable. Tucker Kraft, what a pick. What a pick. What a steal in 2026. Look at his ADP. His ADP is ridiculous. It's not even close to risky. 7.10. The active PUP might have dropped him to like 8.3 because people don't know what they're looking at. Kraft to the moon, bro. To the moon. Cyrus Allen. The value is going to climb. It's going to climb. It's going to climb. We talk about him all the time on this channel. He is the wide receiver we've been suggesting as get him before week 1 so you're not racing to the waiver wire. Now all of a sudden the cat's out of the bag before week 1. But we've been talking this kid up. Hopefully you already own him in Dynasty Leagues. You should if you've been watching this show religiously. If you're not watching this show religiously, how can I help you get Cyrus Allen on your team when you're not even paying attention? Cyrus Allen, one of the most exciting rising star wide receivers in a great situation. He's a great cuff to Rashee Rice. He's a great cuff to Worthy. If you're in a situation where you have one of those guys and you're relying upon them, he's great to cuff to Mahomes. There's a chance he doesn't ever develop into the number 1. There's a chance someday he could. There's a chance that if something happened to Rashee Rice, this guy could vault straight to the top. Smitty always lets the cat out of the bag. Thank you, DK. Appreciate you. Where would you rank Kraft, assuming he's healthy and ready to go for week 1? I mean, he is healthy and ready to go for week 1, or he will be. Not assuming. He's in the 7th round winning leagues. He's a top 5 to 6 tight end. Top five. But you don't draft him top 5. You take advantage of what's going on. You take total full advantage of what you're getting in that value. The value is crazy, bro. It's fantastic. Baker Mayfield. There's a lot of chatter around this one. Speaking on Pat McAfee, ESPN's Adam Schefter said the team isn't happy about the way Baker Mayfield spoke about the organization. Little discrepancies in differing reports about what was offered, how much was offered. That they actually did offer him $50 million per year, but it was on a shorter term deal. And then when you look at the longer term version or something, it wasn't. Baker probably shouldn't have talked as much out of pocket as he did, but either way, this is not going to be a problem. Baker. You got to remember, he doesn't have a beef with his team. He doesn't have a beef with his coach. He doesn't have a beef with any of that. This is, business side of everything. And I think it'll all work out in the end. They know they got to keep Baker Mayfield. And there could be some sort of contract extension before the season or even during the season. Jeremiyah Love, this was the part that really concerned some people when people were freaking out about Jeremiyah Love, especially today. Everybody's saying, oh my God, Smitty, oh my God, I can't believe that this guy is potentially going to get Tyler Algiered. I knew it. I should have stayed away from him. This is from ESPN saying the Cardinals are operating as, he's been operating as the number 2 running back with the first team in first team drills. So he's in the first team drills, but operating as the number 2 running back. Not that he's running with the 2s. But this is normal stuff for a rookie. Jadarian Price wasn't vaulted forward, until just recently and getting a lot of the work with the 1s. It's very early on in camp. He's learning everything. They're making him earn his stripes. And again, it's a long season and they're paying him $50 million guaranteed. He was the number 3 overall pick. There's no running back scale that he's getting paid. He actually is outside of that. The top 3 picks are guaranteed money regardless of position. So everyone thought the Cardinals at number 3 wouldn't take Jeremiyah Love because he'd be getting that outside of the running back scale, $50 million, no matter what his position was, guaranteed. You're not paying this man that amount of money and you're not using him. So don't worry about that. Again, it's all baked in. This was the Jaden Blue information we've been cranking out all offseason that this kid is, still a real nice upside cuff and play. And we've got him on the cuff board. He's been on the cuff board. There he is, Jaden Blue down next to Pacheco and Dowdle. Very much could climb into like the 6, 7, 8 range for top cuffs and fantasy. but Jaden Blue is going to be more involved in the passing game. That's what at least his head coach said, which is fantastic news. We like Jaden Blue a lot. Cuff him to Javonte. You have to have the combo. Quinshon Judkins, according to Browns running back coach Deuce Staley, he said he thinks Judkins can play all 3 downs. This will be interesting. If they start throwing to him, he'll have a lot more value. So let's see if they're going to be true to their word on that, and we'll see the progression. Here's the Cyrus Allen information, even more of it. The Athletic is reporting that the Chiefs rookie wide receiver Cyrus Allen's performance is the #1 story in training camp so far. Cyrus Allen looks fantastic, as we've been saying he would over and over and over. This is pretty good news for us Scattaboo skeptics and concerned parties, that Scattaboo says he's learned from his viral backflips off the field after speaking with Giants head coach John Harbaugh. And he says right here in this quote, "Obviously, I do some dumb things here and there, but I learned from it. My coach talked to me, told me how he felt. I learned from it. Will I do backflip? Will I do a backflip again? Probably not. Probably not. You live and you learn, and we move on." But I mean, he scores a touchdown. Are you kidding me? He's not gonna not backflip. He's gonna backflip. This guy gets hyped. He gets hyped and he just can't control himself. It's good that he's saying this though. When he said if I'm brain dead, so be it. I'm going to continue to be me after he did his backflip and fell and botched it. That was not what you wanted to hear. I don't know if I believe this, but it's better than what we were hearing. So good news there, I suppose. God, I don't care if people think I'm brain dead. I'm doing it anyway. I am Cam Scattaboo, and I do it live, which we appreciate and we love about him. Tua Tagovailoa, I feel great right now, despite the back injury sidelining him for the beginning of training camp. He's out there throwing a little bit, but this man always has a little bit of back tightness, and he's always an injury risk, man. I don't know. That Falcons quarterback room really concerns me. Thanks again, New Age. Thank you, 420, man. Thank you, New Age, for dropping those. I got 10 gifted memberships by Blitzen over on the YouTube channel. Blitzen, thank you, pal. Blitzen with the 10 gifted memberships. If anybody got one from Blitzen, please thank Blitzen for that. We got another super chat. Is this the same one or is this a new one from Tig? Thanks, Smitty. Had the choice of any 4, though, 12 spots. I chose 4. Hopefully made the right choice. I would want 1. 1 is the best pick by far and away, because you get Gibbs, which is Tomlinson. It's a cheat code. You essentially are, no offense, Tig, but if you punted the 1.1, you punted a huge advantage away. That's Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs is gonna be Tomlinson this year for everybody. Just like everybody's going, oh, how do we beat this guy? Who's gonna knock him off? He's got to have a real bad draft or he's winning the whole league. That's what 1.1 gets you, and you get the highest third drafted player. It's just a huge advantage. But guess what? My second favorite pick is 2. Guess what? My third favorite pick is 3. Guess what? My fourth favorite pick is 4. So you're in good hands. You got the 4th best selection in the draft. And it does still leave you with obviously a very high third drafted player. You get the 4th highest third drafted player, and you're just pulling that talent up, and the talent drops off quick after it turns around. So you still should be okay. If you end up with a JSN, McBride, and George Pickens, that's fantastic, and then you just got to get the Hendys and Tutons if you're going to go 0 RB. I like balance the most, especially from the 1, 2, or 3, or 4 pick. If you can come out with JSN, Love, and McBride, JSN, Love, and McBride, or JSN, Bowers, and Love, that would probably be most ideal. You have such balance. You're really at a huge advantage when you get back to your 4th and 5th round picks, because you're going to have the freedom to not even concern yourself, bro, with what is the best running back. I have to go running back. That's the concern I have for people that commit to a wide receiver, Josh Allen approach, or wide receiver, early tight end, and they have no RB. They're almost forcing themselves to go RB. Now, the good news is at that draft slot, 4 overall, from the 4th and 5th rounds, there's great running backs there in Hendy, Tootin, Bucky. You can definitely grab 2 of them if need be. So don't be afraid to go wide receiver McBride, or wide receiver JSN or Puka, and then Bowers in 2, and then another wide receiver like Pickens, because I think you could be okay at RB. Phone lines are open. Tig, thank you for the double super chat again. Sorry if I misunderstood your first question. I thought you wanted me to go through all 5 rounds. You just wanted me to look at the 4 pick. So congrats on the 4 pick. It's a great pick. Should you've taken 1? Yes, lesson learned, but fantastic draft selection nonetheless. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show.
And don't forget, tonight we will be doing the rookie rankings, which I can't imagine Cyrus Allen and Stribling aren't. I think they're going to be like wide receiver 4 and 5. I think. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up? Just 2 quick things. In terms of all the camp stuff, like, I get people get really excited, and you got to read into some of it, like the Cyrus Allen stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you also have to realize they just put the pads on, and don't overreact. Like, someone in Patreon just got a 2027 first-round pick for Cyrus Allen. That's insane right now. So don't panic, I think, is a big thing. And you said some of this earlier, and you talk about it all the time, but I think it's important to highlight because, you know, I see in the chat, you know, not calling anyone out, but there's panic and confusion and people.
Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of panic and confusion. Yeah, I agree. Caller, I just added, please mute yourself. As I said, it's almost stupid. Like somebody catches a ball.
Yeah.
Like I could catch a ball. Watch this. Watch. One hand. on top of my hand. I'm just using my fingertips. And I can catch it. You could throw me a 15-yard pass and I might be able to catch it with the top of my hand.
And beat reporters have information, but they also are very, you know, they want to stay trusted by the team too.
Oh yeah,
so
no, beat reporters are trash for
get that fine line, you know, like take the information they're saying and look into it more and see what happened from it. Maybe it lets you get a leg up on something, but they're gonna champion the team all the time.
Right, and let me rephrase that. Beat reporters aren't trash. Beat reporters are really, some of them are real hardworking and reliable and all that, but they're telling a story. It's kind of like my buddy RSF 49ers Raj. Like his job in his mind is not to trash the team. Like if he's going to be like, yes, look at this, highlight the positives, never highlight the negatives. The beat reporters, they've got special privilege to be in the room, the reporting room. They're not going to continue to be asked to be in that position if all they're doing is attacking the team. And they're also, their job is to excite the fan base too a little bit. And so beat reporters should not be looked at for advice on whether this person could be this good or whether they're going to climb up. Like that's the last thing let me interpret that and tell you what it means versus you hearing somebody say, oh, Neighbors is not going to do that. Don't come here for that. Caller, I just added, please mute. There's a lot of background noise. Please mute whatever you got in the background as well. Yeah, everybody should know that by now, but definitely make sure you're careful. And as for the Cyrus Allen hype, so Roland's saying that reminds him of the Brashard Smith hype. Or, there's a lot of KC Chief examples. Royals. What was the wide receiver with the back fusion? What's his name? Ross. Justin Ross. Justin Ross was a wide receiver that got hyped in a massive way. So we got to be a little bit careful. But at the same time, this is a guy we did identify as being somebody we need to look at. And now it's becoming very mainstream. And it gets frustrating, where we're on top of this stuff. We're talking about it. And then all of a sudden the whole world acts like they invented Cyrus Allen when we invented Cyrus Allen. But, yeah, we'll work it out tonight, too, when we're going through the rookie rankings and see where he really does.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I can't imagine he's not in the top 5 wide receivers, though, when I do it tonight, because I'm not real excited about guys like Lemon and as much as I like KC, Concepcion, and Boston, that situation doesn't feel great right now, even though I think they could show flashes. I do not think they'll be consistent on any level. I just don't see it. So there's that, but we'll attack it. But Cyrus Allen certainly looks the part. He's been not just doing well, he's been the raving. Like this is more than Roland, you said it reminds you of previous situations. It does and it doesn't. It does because we got let down, but this is bigger. Like the hype is different. The usage is different. The spotlight is different. It's like really on him as this is a gem that we found. And I don't think they're going to misstep on this one. Like, you know, Brashard Smith never showed really the signs that Cyrus Allen's showing right now. So it is a completely different situation. But hold on one second. Let me go to this. Let me go to these two super chats real quickly. Jordan says, sorry for the repeated part about the casino. Okay. If you were doing an auction draft, who would the top 4 players you would go after? Our league is going to a casino on Lake Charles for our draft at the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles. Lake Charles, twice. Is that what you're saying? Who would I go? 4 top players. I don't think I don't really have I don't really have like
different.
Yeah, I don't really have like 4 players. You should just get these 4 players. It's more about as you're going through the auction, what players are of value. And you got to just kind of partake in the bidding until they get bidded out of the realm of reason. So you're always going to want to be active. You're not going to want to just pinpoint 5 players because they could go higher than you think, and then you miss out on the players before that. So stay active, but never just try and drive someone up and get stuck with them, or it can derail your whole plan. There's nothing worse than being in an auction. 2 things. The worst thing is having extra money at the end and you can't get anything. That's what a moron does in an auction. The second worst thing is to be so excited. You got your plan of attack and you try and upbid somebody that you don't want and you get them. And you're like, oh, my whole team sucks. Like, those are the 2 dumbest things you can do. So don't go after players that you don't want. Don't bid on players that you wouldn't be okay having. And don't bid on amounts that you're not okay with settling. But at the end of the day, bro, I want guys that are sleepers. Think of it that way. Hendy, Tootin, those guys are sleepers. They're going to go cheaper. Drake May, 6th round, steal. AJ Brown. But what I would say, if you're trying to have me guesstimate, like if you could tell me that I could get Bowers, Jamar Chase, and Gibbs on one team and still have $2 here or $1 here to buy different things, I'm doing that. I'm going to do the 3-headed monster. I coined the 2-headed monster many, many, many years ago, 25 plus years ago. And that was Tomlinson and a running back. It was the 2 top running backs. But this year, the 2-headed monster is Jamar Chase and Gibbs, because you might get 18 plus touchdowns out of both of them. You could, in theory, get 40 plus touchdowns from Gibbs and Jamar Chase this year. That's the way I feel about the duo. But I also think that there's a 3-headed monster, and that's Bowers. You get Bowers chasing Gibbs in an auction, and that auction allows for that. Some auctions don't. Some auctions are a lot lower in terms of what those guys go for. I'd rather have that than any other strategy this year and just throw the 3-headed monster out there. If I don't win, so be it. That would be my favorite strategy. At a draft value, Jacoby Myers or Parker Washington. Bruce, you can call back. If you guys can't wait on hold, I'm sorry. It's a busy time. We're cranking out content, but feel free to call back. I'll go around the phone line as fast as I can. Brandon says, at a draft, they're all dropping off the phone line. At a draft value, Jacoby Myers or Parker Washington. Parker Washington by a country mile. But I do like BTJ a little bit more. If you're doing an auction draft, thank you for that super chat, Jordan. This one right here from DK. Thank you for all the super chatters. This has been an epic week of the show. Incredible kickoff for fantasy football. I could feel it right now that this might be like the christening show of the season. It feels like it's going to go up from here and here and here. Let me add this caller. Caller, just mute yourself. I'll be right with you, but please turn down any background noise and please mute yourself. Dynasty question: who would you trade for 28 1.1? Who would you trade for the 28 1.1? EA Goats, that's such a vague question. I don't know how I could even answer that question. Let's pretend you know it's the 1.1. I guess if you could convince someone that it is going to be the 1.1 in 2028. I was trying to get neighbors on the cheap. I don't think you'll get that anymore. You could have. Igbuka, Pickens, maybe. I mean, even that, this is a speculative. This is the 2028 1.1, so it's worth maybe taking those risks of what if it is, and you're getting a little bit lesser of a deal. But Chase Brown, Jeremiah Love on the cheap. Kenneth Walker would be intriguing, I suppose. Hendy and something, Tootin and something, McBride. In some of these cases, you got to give up more. I'm not saying you're going to be able to do all these 1-for-1, but if someone is convinced I have the 1.1, I'm going after I don't care if it doesn't have to be a 1-for-1. It shouldn't always be an answer 1-for-1. You give up more, give up a whole suite, 1.1, the 2.1, the 3.1, the 4.1, the whole entire suite of picks, and then maybe you're going to be able to get one of these players. But go after a big monster, and whatever you have to add in to complete it, you add it in. So one of you in the haters in the comment are going to say later, no one's giving McBride for the 1.1. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying go after for the 1.1. Go after McBride. Whatever you got to do. Go after Bowers. Go after those guys. Those are the players I want, no matter how much more you got to throw in and tweak the deal into a 2-for-2, 3-for-2. But I need more information, EA Goats, in this to really kind of help you. All right, let me go to the phone callers real quick, then back over to Travis. I've got the 404 caller on the line. I'll come to you next, 781. But 404, you're live. What can I do for you? What's your name? You're live.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
yes,
Ham?
sir. This is Clay.
I can't hear you. What?
This is Clay.
What's up, Clay?
Yes, sir.
Clay?
I got a keep 2, cut 2 for you. All right, 2nd round, H-Chan. 4th round, Josh Allen.
Hold on.
6th round.
Hold on.
Sorry.
H-Chan second.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Josh Allen 4th. And then Rashee Rice in the 6th. And then Colson Loveland in the 10th.
Loveland 10? Is it tight end premium? Is it super flex?
Super flex.
And you said Loveland 10?
As in I have a two flex spot, not like a quarterback.
That's not super flex.
So it's just a normal league plus an extra flex. Yes,
okay, so yeah, super flex is a quarterback flex, bro. Okay,
yeah,
so 1 QB, H-Chan second, Rice 6, Loveland 10. It's not tight end premium. You don't get more points for tight end receptions or anything.
No, sir. Regular tight end.
And you get 2 of these guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to throw Allen back because it's too close to his ADP. Hammer dropping a $20 super chat. Hammer, thank you. I'll get to that 1 second here. Appreciate you very much. I think you got to throw Allen back because it's too close to his ADP. You can just grab another QB that's going to be very, very good. Drake May goes in 6 or 5. H-Chan's kind of going around 2, but he's still a value to pencil in there. Rice is great in round 6. Loveland's great in round 10. I think I probably say give me the 2nd round player and Rice, or 2nd round player and Loveland over putting H-Chan in 2. You know what I mean? Because if you can get a Hampton, a Love, a Pickens, anybody with Loveland or Rice, that's better than H-Chan. So I think the answer has to be Rice and Loveland. It's not always going to be just the latest player, the latest values, but these are fantastic values, bro.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, like Loveland, just like out of nowhere, he's projected tight end 3 on the board. And I was really just deciding, like, Josh Allen's like guaranteed top 3 quarterback, or am I going to go upside on wide receiver?
Not in a 1 QB. I wouldn't keep Allen just because you're going to get, like I said, you can get Drake May or Burrow or JD5 in like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You can even draft Josh Allen back, like draft him back.
Yeah. He's been my lord.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. Yeah.
Like think of it this way, bro. Instead of taking Allen here, or instead of taking Allen here in 4, he'll almost certainly be available like in 3. I would think. And if he's not in your particular league, if he goes in 2, then they draft quarterbacks too early. But you could easily just draft him back, and you're gonna have Rice and Loveland. But I would try and get one of the other quarterbacks or draft him back. But one of the other quarterbacks later, Drake May, Burrow, JD5. And even Herbert's there if you miss on those. H-Chan's a great value. Allen is a good value, but these are just different. These are different level values here. And again, anybody that says go Josh Allen, just think about what you're getting by having that 4th rounder. If let's say Burrow goes in 4, would you rather have Burrow in 4 instead of writing Allen in when you get a free Rice or Loveland? Like you got to think about how that all pencils out. So I saw one of you say keep Allen. No, Rome. You don't keep Allen. If you keep Allen, you could have Burrow in Loveland versus just Allen. You could have Burrow in Rice instead of just like it's a value. Got to look at what you're getting. If you don't do it, and if you do it, and you write it.
Chances are everyone won't keep so many QBs that like you're not at least getting like a T-Law or something, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like maybe even Stafford, like late.
Yeah, and if it's a redraft.
Or reach on QB.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. The Rice value in the 6, since he kind of clutched in all the legal trouble. It's like it's good value again.
All right, my man. Thank you for calling. Later. Call back if you got another. 781, you're live. Oh, actually, hold on. 781, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right back for you. Let me hit Hammer's super chat. Hammer just dropped a super chat. Caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. I'm going to add you here. Just turn down the background noise and please mute yourself. Hammer dropped a super chat, a $20 hauler over in the Rumble land. Please subscribe over on Rumble if you haven't already. Thank you to New Age, 420 Man, New Age Hammer over in the Rumble land. This is Hammer's question right here. It is as follows, and let me hit the hammer time button.
It's hammer time.
Hammer, thank you for the super chat, young man. Rice stays clear, finishes top 5 wide receiver, and is not even close. Appreciate you in the grind, young man. Hammer has been a loyal Rice supporter. And even during his downtime, he was objective about it, saying he's really disappointed in Rice when he got sentenced to his 30-day jail sentence. And there's still a chance he could get that, but it seems less likely every day we move forward. The NFL, are they really going to wait until the last second? I think they're not doing anything. So Rice is in the clear. Cuff him to Cyrus Allen. That's a great cuff, and you'll be okay. Thank you, Hammer. I appreciate that, and I agree with you that even if it's not 5, it's like top 10 for sure value. And if anybody wants to argue, like someone on our Patreon, and I appreciate the different opinions on the Patreon too, that's what it's for. But someone was arguing, I forget who it was, Jay, was arguing Devontae. Why are we drafting, Rashee Rice over Devontae Smith? And I know Jay hasn't been here. Jay, if you're out there, you can speak up about it or you can call in about it. Be a good topic. But I get that a lot of people are acting like, Rice is, if you look at the metrics, he's not as good. I can't stand Excel sheet Erics that only look at the Excel sheet and only look at the data, especially when Mahomes does things a certain way. The Chiefs do things a certain way. They're running Rashee Rice in different ways than other teams are doing it. Like you can't try and pigeonhole Rashee Rice's data against him because they want to run him on these short routes and just pepper him with 10 targets, boom, 12 targets. Like you're cherry picking when you say, oh, he's not here in this statistic, but then what about when I say he gets targeted more than any wide receiver in the National Football League when he's on the field? Well, yeah, we'll take that out. Like Rashee Rice is what he is. You can't separate the situation from player, and Rice is a top 10 wide receiver. He could be top 5 to 10 wide receiver. Could be number 3 or 4. We haven't really seen him, produce that full year yet, and you could say that's a bad thing, and you'd be right to question it. We haven't seen it yet, but cuff Cyrus Allen to him, and I think it'll be okay. All right, caller, I apologize. 781, you're live. Thank you, Hammer.
Hey, Smitty. Thanks for taking the call. Just a quick question. I'm in a standard PPR league. I can keep up to 2 players. I got CD, Nico, Walker. I took Walker in the 3rd round last year. I know he's kind of been moving up a bit. I don't know. It's really kind of between Walker and Nico, I guess. If I could keep one over the other or not keep one.
Well, is there any keeper values at all, or anything that impact the keeper?
Yeah. So based on where I took him last year, that affects your pick for
Okay,
that round
so give me the numbers one more time for each player.
Yep. CD obviously 1st round. Nico round 2. Walker round 3.
Okay. So, what pick do you have in round 1? Because you got to think about the replacement value. It's not just, pick the highest name guy. CD's the best. You got to, you might be able to draft CD back by just keeping Nico and okay. So what pick do you have? Do you know? Do you not know?
The problem, yeah, that's the problem. My draft is we don't have the draft order yet, so.
Who is going to likely be the 11, 12, 10 players after you consider all the keepers? Who do you anticipate? And by the way, you can run this.
That's the thing.
You can run this on the fantasyfootballshow.com. You can remove all the keepers. You can either write them into the draft slot, or you can just remove them from the board and then run the simulation. So, what players do you think you're going to have available to you at 11, 12, 10? If you get worst case scenario, that pick.
Probably, I don't know, maybe like Cook or like, yeah, that's the thing. Most guys are going to keep, 1 through 12 is going to be basically gone, I think.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. Is like if you can, and you have to keep 2, or can you only keep 1 and then get your pick back?
Oh yeah. I don't have to keep any. I can do 1, 2, or none.
And you have no other options?
Nah, not really.
Because
that's pretty brutal team.
What I'm thinking here is if you get, let's say, the 11 or 12 pick, you're gonna have a better pick than Nico. At that top of round 2, and you're probably still getting a Lamb equivalent player. So if you write Nico into 2 and you end up getting the 12 pick or 11 pick, you're gonna wish you didn't have Nico written into that spot, I think. And then if you pick CeeDee Lamb and you get 12, you'll be pretty happy. But you still might, if you're getting a James Cook or a Genty or somebody of that degree, then you're still getting a Lamb equivalent. But what if you get the 2 overall, the 1 overall, the 3 overall, and you can have a better player than Lamb? I don't know. This feels a little bit like Walker and no other keeper. But I wouldn't be opposed to Lamb because I could argue Lamb at 6 or 5 still, 7. I could, but I don't think I like Nico because if you get a high second round pick, you're going to wish you didn't have him written in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Travis, do you disagree, or Travis, do you have a different take on this?
No, I think I agree. I think I agree with what you said.
What is a likely? Who are the likely best players going to be out there? You got to know. You got to know your own league. You got to know your own league. If you're wrong on this stuff, you're going to have to come back and we'll adjust and adapt to it. But
yeah, even just looking at like your board from earlier, I would say probably from like 2.2 on is probably there. Would probably be London wouldn't be available. Bowers probably not. Pickens no.
Bowers.
So Bowers, yeah, someone's keeping Bowers.
Oh, Bowers. You said Flowers.
Bowers. Oh no.
I was like, I don't care about Bowers.
I would say. Yeah, I would say Hampton would probably be available. Chase Brown, no Chin, no Henry.
Okay, so
AJ Brown might be.
Yeah, I just think no matter what, you're going to have a Lamb replacement at the 12, 10, 9, and as you go up, it gets better. And again, if you get a 12 or 11 or 10, you're going to be pissed that you have Nico. I mean, Nico's okay there. It's okay. I think the end of the day, if you took Nico and Walker, you'd probably be okay with that. I just think the Lamb, if you writing Lamb into the 1, 2, or 3 overall could be a mistake, but I don't know. It's close. Yeah. If you're feeling at all like, I don't know, maybe your assessment's wrong as to who's going to be available, or later on you're like, never mind, I messed this up, then go Lamb and Walker if you're feeling like you're getting it wrong. But I do think that there's a chance that you have a better team by keeping just Walker. What other options do you have for keepers?
Nothing really good, honestly. Let's see. I got some value, but nothing you'd really want to use.
Well, no, let's hear it because it's better than nothing, right?
I got so like here's like a wild card. I got Fannin, which like he was basically undrafted, so I think that would just kind of default to like I don't know 8, 9, whatever round it would be. I think
9.
he would.
Why would they go 8, 9? Wouldn't it be like the last pick? If you,
sorry, I guess it would be the last round, maybe. I don't know. I actually am not sure how that works.
well, look into
If
that.
they went undrafted, how that works.
You might, look into this stuff. Fannin. Fannin. I mean, I knew if I dug into this, we'd find some value. He's like, nothing good, dude, bro. Fannin in the last round with Walker is fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have like ETN. He was like in the 8th round. Like,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you.
Like
So,
creative things. I didn't want to like screw myself. I mean, I know that opens me up to earlier.
It doesn't sound like you have all the information though. Like you're kind of batting blind here. Is ETN an 8th rounder or is he kind of an 8th rounder? Like, what is the actual keeper value for ETN? This information is important.
No, he's for sure an 8th round. I drafted him last year.
So why are you saying you don't have other great values? These are ETN and 8 is crazy value.
That's a no-brainer, yeah.
Your two keepers are ETN and Walker, and it's not even a debate. Like you almost just screwed yourself. That bro, ETN in the 8th round, he's a 3rd round pick.
ETN and Walker, he's got his running backs.
Yeah.
Solidified.
Yeah.
That's fantastic,
awesome. Okay.
bro. And
good. Well, I'm glad I called then.
Yeah. No,
I honestly thought I was crazy. I originally thought I was crazy just because I agreed. I was 100% on board, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot. I was thinking just keeping Walker alone, but yeah, I'm glad.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore, because guess what? Keeping Walker alone was to solve you not screwing up your 1st and 2nd round regret. But keeping Walker alone is only if you had no one else to keep. And you're like, I don't know if I have. Like, you got other things to keep, bro. ETN is insane. 8th round, like, that's a smash. So keep those two and then just hammer the wide receiver position. All right, my man. Good job. Nice team.
Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate it.
Call anytime. Yeah, that one took a turn. I knew we needed to ask some probing questions, especially when he said, I don't have much. I'm like, you let me decide that. Because I can tell this is going to go in a different direction. Oh, boy. Let's go over to the 904 and the 503. Keep yourself muted. 503, I'll be right with you. 904, you're live. Go ahead.
Hey, so I just saw your video on Neighbors, and I feel like I'm kind of drafting in that weird spot this year with the 9 on a 12-man league. If he continues to progress the way that he came out the last few days of training camp, obviously not a guy that we have to wait for preseason to see. I mean, maybe we want to see like how he's moving game speed, but not like in a sense of snap share or anything like that. Like obviously he's the one there. Is this a guy that you could maybe see creeping into the 2nd round?
I think that he's probably I think that he's probably going to breach the 2-3 turn for sure. I think that it depends. If we don't see another like improvement and it's just him running around like he has, and they dialed him back a little today to rest him as they should. And if we just don't see anything like any leveling up of where we're at, I think the 2-3 turn is about where he'll settle for a while. But if this man goes out there and you've got some other wow situation, I mean, 2.8, 2.7, 2.5, 2.6. He could go as high as anywhere in the 2.4 to 2.12, let's say. That's if like something else happens, like a wow moment. The thing about it, man, is we've said it all off season long. These people claiming he's going to be out till October, and some of them double down and they still like, he's going to. This guy's a phenom. He's a phenom. He's super young. And as I said all off season long, that he had a struggle bus beginning because his knee injury was more complex. So it took him a while to get to that point where everyone else had got to. But once he got to the point where he was like on the uphill, climb, he was going to be faster at healing than anybody because he's so young and he's super athletic and he has tremendous quad strength, which is a very, very good thing for ACL recoveries. It was all easy to see coming. But I do believe that he will climb to the 2-3 turn first, and then we'll just kind of take it in waves. I can't predict what news will come out,
Right. Yeah, no, and I think that kind of like part of my struggle is obviously the 109, I'd have the 204. So that would be like the situation where I would think about doing it, but then it's I just feel like the 109's in that spot where obviously, you got like a kind of a bunch of running backs there. Obviously, probably would lean James Cook, but so that's kind of where I was like, if I was to go receiver in the second, like,
Is
I
it
mean,
it's redraft?
Yeah, it's standard redraft.
Yeah, I mean, Travis, don't you think, Travis, that a 204 where people are just chasing? Like, I'm not saying if his ADP climbs here, we'll have to have a discussion. I want you to call back in and say, okay, now that he's gotten a 2.5 ADP, am I taking him at 2.4?
Yeah.
But you're chasing the excitement, bro. Like, this is not how you
right.
You should have been drafting best ball mania drafts with neighbors in fourth round, like we've been doing consistently to get your fix and to take advantage of all these non-ball knowers out there running their mouth about neighbors not being able to play until October. And then now you're coming in, and not blaming you or yelling at you. Maybe you have drafted him a lot in best ball, but like doing this is showing like a sign of like, I'm fear of missing out. Oh my God, I got FOMO. I got to take neighbors at 2.2 because that's where my pick is. Like, that's not smart drafting right now. Let's just see where his ADP goes. This is not a good pick. And even though I love him.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like if my draft was tomorrow, I'd never do it. I was just saying, obviously, the type of caliber of player he is, if we kept on getting good reports coming out of camp and he looks explosive, is that a guy that you could obviously getting up into that spot?
Yeah, let's play it by ear.
I don't think he's at my free pick at the 309.
Yeah. It's like asking me if I'm going to spacewalk when I get up into space, and let's just see how it goes. Let's get there and play it by ear. I think if he climbs there, we just got to ask ourselves, why did he climb and how valid is that climb? The rationale behind it. Right now, a lot of people are chasing this stuff. Just like Travis said on the Patreon, someone traded Cyrus Allen for a 27 first rounder. And it's like, some people are just fear of missing out, bro. And that's what this feels right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. And I'm normally one of those guys that kind of tries to stick to the ADPs too. Just obviously knowing that some of the guys I draft with don't know really what they're doing. There's probably like 8 out of the 12 that are keep up with it and kind of do their research. So there's good players that do fall, later.
Can you trade for draft picks?
No, not in this league.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could always try and arrange something where you're like, hey, you draft, I'll give you these 2 players that you tell me who to draft here, and I'll give you you could do those. I mean, some people call that cheating. Yeah. If your league is firmly against it, then don't do it. But you could always trade for him later after the draft, But
absolutely,
let it ride. Maybe he falls to your 3rd rounder. I mean, his ADP is kind of around where your pick is a little bit. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah. It's probably climbing though.
Well, could I ask, like, who are the people that you kind of love at that turn right there at the the 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5?
AJB
Brown, a guy.
AJB, Hampton, Chase Brown, Walker, AJB and Hampton are probably my favorite players there.
Okay,
and
so
Hampton,
Hampton, Walker, and Brown.
You what?
Chase Brown, not.
You're cutting in and out a little. What?
Sorry, I said, so you like Hampton over like a Chase Brown or Kenneth Walker?
Rotationally, I'd take Hampton a little more than Chase Brown, but if I have 10 drafts, the same spot, same situation, Chase Brown's getting in there. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
All right, man. I appreciate it. All right, man.
Call in anytime. Call in tonight. We'll see you later, bro.
See you.
Let me answer the super chat before I go back to the phone callers. Everybody stay muted real quickly. Dynasty, trade my AJB for Evans plus Waddle. Waddle's not enough for me to... I love Evans. I love him. But AJB for me, I can go find a different player. Even if it's like DJ, I don't know if DJ Moore is starting for you for sure or not, but like, of course, I'm not feeling like Waddle takes DJ Moore and sets him on the bench. But even if you had like a Parker Washington, a Michael Wilson type of player you could get in, I'm looking at your team here, Debo and Hunter. It is an upgrade for you pretty significantly to get Waddle. But I just don't think I'm trading AJB. Waddle, I don't have as much excitement for as other people. I just don't. If you could tell me, hey, Smitty, I do this trade and then I can flip Waddle and Swift or Waddle and Scat for like Hampton or something crazy, then all of a sudden that two trades combined, one of which was only allowable by you getting Waddle, I would, Smitty, approve the end result if you could convince me of that. But I don't think I love Evans, but I don't think I'm doing that. I think I'd rather have AJB. Travis, would you rather have Waddle and Evans or AJB?
AJB.
Okay. Let's go to these two phone callers. Thank you for the super chat, young man. 503, you're live. Then over to Bruce. Bruce, hang tight. Don't hang up yet. 503, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty, it's EA Goats.
Who?
EA Goats.
Oh, EA. What's up, EA?
Hey, quick question. I've got a keeper league, Rashee Rice in the 8th or Ibuka in the 6th. I know Rashee Rice in the 8th makes the most sense, obviously, but a part of me really wants Ibuka, and I'd have to draft him probably in the early 3rd, just the way my guys draft. The other keeper I have is JT in the 2nd, but that's a wasted.
Yeah, mute yourself, caller. I'll add you in a second. Just turn down the
Javonte Williams and a couple other.
Yeah, so Rice in 8, Buka in 6. Tough because like if this were reversed where Buka was 8, Rice is 6, then you could be like, okay, go get the guy that's traditionally going a little later because he's got a better round. But and I'm not saying everything's about ADP. You got to choose your, what you really believe to be the case, especially this late. I don't think you're wrong either way. But Buka goes right around 3.5 ish, and he's climbed a lot. It sucks. He was such a. We were cleaning up on. He was in the 5th round at one point in the offseason. So we're paying the price now. Rice has that 3.1 ish ADP. Not saying that this is big enough to say, oh, I'm doing this because of ADP, or that the ADP, like I said, even matters if you disagree with it. But I guess I'd ask you, what is the significance of the 6th round player versus the 8th round player? If you go one way versus the other, like name a couple players that you anticipate to be in round 6 that you're going to be able to get based on the keepers and everything. What are you thinking?
Buka would obviously be the best player in round 6, but it'd probably be like a Mike Evans, maybe a Dowdle, players like that.
You think Evans in your league would be in round 6?
Because of the keeper and because he's old, they might bump him down to 6.
It won't surprise me in some home leagues.
Yeah, and Adams as well, maybe.
Adams too.
I think because I don't know that you're going to get that value in 8, you could get someone that's still really good in 8, I suppose. But because you're getting that value of an Adams or an Evans or someone like that, or even a quarterback that falls that shouldn't with Rice, it feels like the better way to build to go Rice in 8 and have the 6th rounder for that type of player. Because if you traded Rice and Adams, even with keeper values, Rice and Adams or Rice and Evans for Buka, I would say you're giving up too much. But if you convince me that in round 8, I could still get Michael Wilson or a quarterback that's super undervalued, then you could argue that apples to apples comparison and say, I still want to keep Buka. But I don't know. Travis, what are you leaning here?
I'm kind of leaning Rice. It's like a 5-round discount. And I love
where I'm coming from is I almost want to do Buka at 6 because I don't mind drafting Rice at 3 and filling up the rest of the roster around us. I have both. I feel like even though I'll have a great value in Rice, I don't know who in the rounds 3, 4, 5
why can't you just draft Buka back?
Sniped.
You can't get Buka back?
I think he'll get sniped.
Yeah, but I don't know that just drafting Rice back is kind of irrelevant. I'm not saying it doesn't influence me to do something. Be like, I can just get him back. I say that a lot, but at the end of the day, having Rice already, and then you're gonna, if Buka gets sniped, you're still getting a Buka like value. So I don't know that it matters much. I don't know. It sounds like you're already set on Buka, and honestly, man, he's gonna have a great year. But Rice is, in my opinion,
no, I'm actually set on Rice. I just was trying to convince myself that's the better play and just draft Buka.
When do you have to make a decision?
What's that?
When do you have to make a decision?
2 weeks.
Can you call back in a little closer to that, like the day or two before you have to make the call? And let's see where Rice is at. Let's see how he feels. If we're worried about anything weird, or we'll have a better indication. So
Yeah.
let's wait until we get, because 2 weeks in, if there's no sign of suspension or anything, I think we'll feel even better, and then he'll be looking good because of the knee and all that. Let's just wait and see. All right.
Perfect.
All right, cool, bro. Call in tonight if you want anything else. Later, bro.
Later.
All right, Bruce, you're live, and then I'll go over to the 475 caller, and then back to Travis. Go ahead, Bruce. You're loose.
Hey, Smitty, I know you probably went over this yesterday, and I'm probably just bringing up an old thing, but do you think Debo knows the system in San Fran, or how much has it changed since he was last there? And do you think he can overtake Evans as the number one option there?
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Yes, he knows.
I've seen that out there, and
that's moronic take. Not you, Bruce, but the take that's out there. I think Debo's definitely going to be a role player. He's definitely knows the system. He's got to learn. Like, the verbiage changes from year to year and all that. Ayuk's probably spilling the beans about everything he can anyway, so they're probably changing. Teams change stuff all the time. But yeah, no, he knows the scheme. He knows Shanahan. He's going to mesh right in. Yeah. Not to mention that there's a Brock Purdy, Debo Samuel connection that just is a natural, like, scramble around and, second chance route or whatever. But for the most part, they're going to have design plays for Debo. He's going to be fantastic. But I don't think he's going to he might even be like a 600-700 yard guy. I think Mike Evans could be he could be the number one receiver in the league in receiving touchdowns. It's not even a close call at all. Now, Mike Evans could get hurt, and then Debo could outscore him or something. But no, Mike Evans is there's a reason, Bruce, and again, ADP isn't always right, but there's a reason Debo is going like in round 12 or 10 or 11, and Evans is going in 4, which is a discount, but he's going to 4. I mean, they're miles apart.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know, because I was kind of like, you know what, maybe Debo has an upper hand, a little bit, if that's a double case.
Nope.
But
Evans is a Hall of Famer.
It's a good thing to bring up, though, because and like the last guy just said, Mike Evans might fall to the 6th, and I see a lot of this going around Twitter and stuff where
people are talking about it for sure.
And so you're going to see that stuff floating out there, so I think it's good to address it.
Stay muted, caller that I just added. I'll be right with you. Just turn down background noise and mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Bruce, good question, but no, the answer is hell no. Evans is a Hall of Famer. No one has an advantage over Mike Evans. Mike Evans walks in and you get his coffee. And he still looks fantastic. He hasn't missed a beat. He's never been the guy that's supposed to be the burner or the quickest guy off the line. He's dominating with technique and jump ball, spatial awareness abilities, and going up and getting a football. And he's a 1,000-yard receiver in the making if he stays healthy. Even if he doesn't tower over it, it's like 10-10, 10-90, 11-25, 82 receptions, 12 to 15 touchdowns is capable for this guy. In a Shanahan design system where the amount of talent that defenses have to focus on. This is what's so funny is, like, people think adding Debo devalues Evans. I hope to God his ADP continues to fall into like round 5. If Mike Evans goes at 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, 5.5, we're cleaning up that value as long as we can draft it. Draft after draft, just a complete automatic draft. Boom. Mike Evans, write him in 5th round every time. All right, Bruce, hang tight. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my last question was actually for Debo. Where would you take Debo now, or would you just say only if he falls to a certain area?
Let's see where his ADP goes. But I think like 11 or 12 was where he was out, and it felt right. But if he goes to 10, and I could look at it real quick and just tell you. So like round 9, I think it's still a little too early for me, where you got Nix, you got Stafford, you got Kyle Pitts, Fannin. I'm not going near Debo there. Jonathan Brooks, no way. So 11. I'd say 11 or 12. He starts climbing to 9 or 10. I just don't. It's not that it's horrible, but I don't see him getting that. You know, he's okay there, but not great.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the question is, Mike Evans is a fourth rounder, deserving of the third, fourth rounder, and Debo's not even a single digit, ADP, so they're not even close. All right, appreciate you, Bruce, calling tonight, bro.
Yep.
Travis, you have anything else before I go to these other two callers?
No, I'll go to them first.
Okay, and appreciate you, DK and New Age and Hammer and Travis is over on the Rumble as well. Shelly in the building over there. Hammer, thanks again for the super chat. Easy over there on Rumble. Guys, subscribe if you're new over on Rumble. Subscribe if you're here. We got 152 likes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Let him cook.
All right, caller, let's go to the 475, then the 904. 904, just hang tight for me, please. 475, you're live.
Hey,
Yo.
my name is John Carpenter. I'm calling in from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
So it's my first year doing fantasy, and I'm doing it with my friends. And because it's like my first year, they're letting me get to pick which pick I'd like in the draft. So I was just wondering, what pick do you think would be the best to get?
It's always one.
Sorry.
It's always one.
Always one? Even in like a 32-man league?
Yes. Well.
Really?
Yes. I mean, you give me Jeremiyah Gibbs, bro. 32 man.
Yeah, I mean I thought it's like pretty normal, right? I don't know how.
No, it's
that's
not.
My first one. I'm not really.
No, it's not normal.
No.
The most abnormal thing.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yes.
You've never been in a 32-man league before?
I've been invited.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played 32. I played in 22, played in 24. 32 is that's ridiculous.
Really? I mean,
how many times do I got to say it? Yes.
What do you think?
Well,
I like the one here.
I just don't. I mean, 32 is crazy, bro. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. It sounds okay, but like you're not going to get any advice catered around that. There's going to be no content catered around that. Like you're trying to do the most abnormal type of league, and so it's going to be harder to prepare for it. But that's crazy, bro. 32 is insane. No, I've done this 25 years professionally. Never played in a 32-man league. First of all, I don't know that I could gather 32 reliable people together to draft in a league.
Reliable is the key word.
Like, you got to be kidding me, bro.
Well, yeah, I guess. Well,
what's
it's kind of in it now, so I guess I'm too late to really turn back.
Well, it's fine, but like your first year playing fantasy, you join a 32-man league, you're gonna get clobbered. You got no experience in
really?
fantasy.
What if I get pick number 1?
Well, I would do that, and I would take Jeremiyah Gibbs, and then hopefully you know at 60 something overall, you're talking about. I mean, maybe you'll still get one of those big dog quarterbacks, my boy. You'll be getting like
scoring.
The other thing you got to think about is you're getting a back. Like, do you have third round reversal or something stupid like that? You know what that is?
Oh, I don't. We don't have that. Pretty sure not.
Okay, so you're gonna have back to back. So you get to the 60s, it's still pretty, still pretty good. There's still some talent there, and you get 2 of them. So the 1.1 is very important because of how close you can bring that third player in. You have the first drafted third player. So you're gonna have like BTJ, JD5, and Gibbs. Like, no one's gonna compete with that.
All right. But like, what if they like get injured? Like last thing, like what if he tears the ACL?
What if I grow a tail?
You draft Pacheco because in
cuff
a
him.
league, a 32-man league, Pacheco will be
cuff him.
Be worth it.
Cuff him.
All right.
Got to go, bro. Call back if you got another one tonight. But first time doing fantasy, try and do a 12-man league or a 10-man in also, in the mix. So you have a little bit of fun. Or play underdog, bro, where you can at least get your fix and start drafting a bunch of different teams, get to know the players. You can do $3 drafts, underdog, promo code Smitty. The link's in the description of the video, and I'll drop the link right now. We'll be drafting tonight. If you want to draft with us tonight, my boy, you can draft with us tonight on underdog using promo code Smitty, all right? But definitely get your fix.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And don't be scared to do it. I'm just saying, like, that's like saying, hey, man, I've never run before, but I'm going to do a marathon tomorrow. How do you think how do you think of me? Guys drafted in the third, and you're shocked that I've never heard of it, or I've heard of it, but I've never played in one. Like, bro, I've been doing this 25 years professionally. I never played in a 32-man league. That's
Right.
I think I drafted in a 24 or 22-man, and it was ridiculous because you're dealing with 32 people. The dramas increase by threefold, and it's just that's a full-time job type of league, bro. All right, we'll see you later.
Oh yeah, see ya.
9:04, you're live.
What's up, man? So
What's up?
I had a question about we have a 12-man redraft league. Obviously, you got Bijan, Jamar Chase, or Jamar Gibbs.
Jameer.
I'm in the third pick. So that's kind of self-explanatory. But round 2, I've been listening to your show, and from my understanding, obviously we want to try to draft AJB. But the thing is, from a lot of the mock drafts and stuff that I've been doing, he's not going at that turn. So obviously, if he comes there, obviously we're going to try to partner up with Drake May. What would you do if that was not the case? Because obviously, you got Josh Allen in the turn.
What
3.
pick are you? What pick did you say you were?
I'm at the 103.
103. Okay, so it's either gonna be Chase or Bijan. If you get Gibbs, thank your lucky stars, but it'll be Chase or Bijan. If you get Jamar Chase, then I'm not locking in Jeremiyah Love at the end of 2, but I think it's a really good pick. If you think he'll fall based on the ADP and all the buzz that's building on this Cardinals running back by committee fear mongering, then Love falling to 3 would be your ideal scenario. And then you're taking Bowers or McBride or Pickens or someone like that and going wide receiver, tight end, or wide receiver, Jeremiyah Love. I think Jeremiyah Love is your safeguard here, though. I think either you have to decide whether you take him in 2 or taking him in 3. If you were to go, let's say, Chase, Bowers, and Pickens, or Chase, Pickens, and McBride, or whatever, I'm fine with that too. You're just going to have to really trust the Tootin, Hendy, Bucky combos, which is fun. There's nothing wrong with that build, but ultimately your best build, this would be ideal right here. I'll give it to you. This team right here, this would be the number 1 team I would want to walk away from if I'm you. Bowers, Jamar Chase, and Jeremiyah Love. That would be my favorite combo for you. And if you took Bijan, you could do the same thing and just take Nico or Pickens or somebody here instead of Love if you wanted. Or McBride here and then the receiver there.
All my bets for the mock draft, which obviously, talking about shit in your pants. You know what I mean? It's a mock draft, but I obviously went to Bijan first, second AJ Brown, third I went Pickens, fourth I went Colson Loveland, fifth I went Drake May, and that was the other question I had because you said Drake May is like a 6th round, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of just for fun mock drafts, he's going in before that. So
it depends on the suggested rank. It depends on where you draft. If you draft on Yahoo and Yahoo decides tomorrow that the suggested rank is going to have Drake May in round 4, he's going to go around 4. So you're kind of beholden to what platform you're on, and you need to know that. And you need the ADP count. Just make sure you're always going. Just look at what your next pick is. If your next pick is 68, let's say, look at where the players are going. If you're trying to target Drake May there, if Drake May's ADP 64, you're going to miss him. So you take him the round earlier. So just always stay ahead of ADP. Play like chess. You're playing 2 moves ahead. Count ADP spots all the time. It's one of the most underused skills that people just refuse to do. They're like, I'll just wait. Like, you got to look at it. You got to, while you're on the draft, you've made your pick already. You got a little lull of time. and you just say, okay, my next pick, does it need to be Drake May or not? Let me see where his ADP is. Let me see where my next pick is. Yeah, he is 62 overall. He's got an ADP of 69 on this platform. I'll be good. You know, that suggested rank, the further you go down the draft, the more fickle and like sheep people get, where they're just drafting like sheep over and over and over. You get to 70s, people don't even know who they're looking for anymore. If you're playing in a grandma league, they're just going off the suggested rank. Or if they're in KC, they're drafting KC players like in the 3rd round, and they shouldn't. What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Travis Kelce in 5th, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's.
But, my next question
Bronco
would be
fan.
obviously if so like based off of what I've listened to you is, you know, obviously in the 3rd, if you were trying to go for a quarterback, you know, Josh Allen would be there, and if say you couldn't, that would be the next best would go to Drake May. So you couldn't get the stack with AJ Brown and Drake May.
Don't worry so much about the stack, bro. You're not playing in best ball. For some reason, people thought it was contagious. They thought, oh, in best ball you stack. Well, I'm going to stack, and it's fun to do, but it doesn't. Having Josh Allen and AJ Brown, it could be better than having Drake May and AJ Brown. Like, don't think of it like that. Just take the best player available. Don't plan around a stack, bro. Well, if I can't get that, then I won't take AJ Brown. Like that, you can't think like that in non-best ball. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
If it falls, it falls. Like Burrow and Chase are in such a high octane offense is good. It's not a bad stack at all. It doesn't hamper you. But taking Waddle and Bo Nix doesn't help you. It can hurt you. It can actually hurt you.
So one thing that I would watching your show is one thing that's taught me is, again, it comes down to ADP, meaning as in it's not necessarily. Like if you pay high for a player, even though it might their top of what they can deliver on might be great, it doesn't. If what you paid for them was too high, that's not a good draft.
Well,
if that makes any sense.
Yes and no. I don't mind reaching. Like I will take Hendy at the end of 4 if his ADP is 5.5, so that I can get Hendy and Tootin together because I can't take both of them at 5 and 6. So I got to reach on one. Whatever, like reaching's fine. Best player available doesn't mean you follow the ADP like it's law. It just means that you're taking the best player available at that moment. And sometimes ADP is so mispriced, it's okay to reach. Reaching is not a problem. It just do it smartly. Don't do it every pick. Don't end up being where somebody looks at your team. They go, "Where's your 3rd round pick?" And it's like, well, I got excited and I kept reaching on everybody, and then it looks like someone raptured your 3rd rounder from you. Like that's bad. It's a happy medium. And ADP is the best. Manipulate ADP. Don't draft ADP. Manipulate it as best to your ability. But no, it's okay to reach and have a different, you know, you just got to take advantage. The thing I tell you is don't take Drake May at 55 when you have, let's say, a 60, I'm just throwing numbers out, 68 pick and he's going 75. Like you don't need to take him at 55.
Yeah, that would be my next question. So, like, say you got Jamar Chase, Jameer, Gibbs, Bijan in the 1st. You go 2nd is like another running back or wide receiver. 3rd, you say, like, let's say we go with Josh Allen or something like that. Would you be reaching to get like Tyler Warren? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you got.
In 4, yeah. Warren in 4 is a little high.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, what about Colson Loveland? Is that reaching?
I don't mind that. I like Warren's value later than Loveland's value earlier. So if you can get Tyler Warren at 5 or like the 5-6 turn, that's better than taking Tyler Warren at 4.3. But the truth is, like, it's apples to apples, bro. What do you get with that 5th or 6th rounder? Because if you end up getting the right player there, let's say you get Drake May and Warren. Is Drake May and Warren better than Loveland? And you know what I mean? So it can work out. Taking Loveland in the 4th round on occasion is fine. But taking Drake May at like 5.8 is a steal.
Yeah, that's the problem. My cousin called it earlier, and that's our 8 out of the 12 players actually pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
So
but
it's like,
the thing...
The 4th, I would say 4th to 6th round pick is pretty crucial in the sense like that can make or break you.
It can, but you got to relax a little because I can tell you're trying to get like a finite answer. Like you can win 1,000 different ways, bro. You can win drafting Joe Burrow in 5 or 6. You can win drafting Josh Allen in 3. All you got to do is crush every pick when you're on the clock, draft the best player available with the most upside, a guy you love, and it doesn't matter. You can win. The guy, if you could see 2 Spider-Verses of you drafting, one you took Allen in 3, one you took Drake May in 5.8, you might be equal scoring teams and you're champion in both. Like, don't worry so much about, oh my God, this fork in the road, I get nervous, and you screw the whole thing up. Just take the best player available. You go down the Josh Allen road, then you have a different path. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean it's a bad path. You just have a different path. You're a different mindset. I don't need to grab a quarterback in the 6th round. You grab, go the other way, then you have a different path. But stop worrying about it.
You got Jaden Daniels in the 6th or the 8th, which is honestly, I think, a solid pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got multiple ways to get there. It's just, I guess, the best. My biggest, I guess, question is after round 4, right? Like, where would you go if you already drafted a wide receiver?
Best player available.
Or running back?
I can't answer that question because if I'm on the clock and there's different players there, I'm going best player available. I know people want me to give them the blueprint. There is no blueprint. Someone that gives you the blueprint is someone telling you how to drive to the hoop without knowing where the defense is set up on basketball. You're going to take 17 steps down this exact path and do a right-handed layup at 14 seconds into the play. Like, you can't execute like that. You have to dribble down the court. I got to cross over and go over to the left side of the court. There's no way to give you the answer that you want. You want in the Cliff Note version, the cheat code. Just put in the work, draft the best team you can draft at every pick. Take your hand and slap yourself across the face every round and go, I will draft the best player available. That's all you got to do. It's people that get in their own head. And they're in the middle of the 4th round going, what do I do? Just go wide receiver? Do I go tight end? Bro, look at the board. This is why people should do underdog. You do 100, I'm not saying everybody can afford to do it. Do what you can afford. But you do underdog and you draft, 5 teams here, 10 teams there. And you put in the practice and the work. You're going to, it's crazy. The 20-second drafts, the pressure alone is going to enhance your skill. The 20-second drafts, because you're on the clock. You got to make these decisions. It's kind of like someone that has tendency for Alzheimer's. You're supposed to do all these different things, like where you go like this with this finger, and then you go at the same time like this, and you rotate through one hand on all your fingers. Boom, 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 boom. You're taxing your mind. You're trying to get yourself from losing, the ability to cognitively go through this motion. Underdog 20-second timers is like drafting with your wife yelling in your face while you're on the clock with 20 seconds. And you're like, she's screaming and yelling in your ear. And you're like just drafting calm as can be. But when you're not putting yourself in those situations, and you're going to screw it up. So just draft different teams on underdog. We'll draft tonight. And then you'll be fine. But there's no recipe. It's just draft the best player available. I got to go, bro. Appreciate you calling tonight. If you have more questions, thank you. Chuck Nasty, you're live. And then I'll get to these 3 super chats.
Just real quick. Just wanted to call in and say, I know earlier you were talking about, I guess you were going to maybe talk about Walker on the Chiefs. I feel like this K9 situation, it feels a lot like the Saquon situation going from New York to Philly. Maybe not in the exact same oh my god, but I really think I think K9 could finish as the RB1 overall. I really do in that KC offense, and that kills me as a Broncos fan to say it, but I just kind of want to talk about that real quick. Sorry, I know it's kind of off topic, but I don't know. I heard you talk about K9. I don't know if you're going to say something.
Yeah, it's not off topic. We talked about him today.
Yeah.
I mean, K9, while I wouldn't ever put him 1 because Gibbs, injuries would have to happen, and I'm not predicting injury for Gibbs, but is he a top 4 or 5 overall player at the position of running back at the end of the year? Is it possible? 100%. 100%. That's why he's such a steal in round 2. That's why we love this round 2 running back, brick wall that the ADP's been set on for a while. It's Genty, Cook, Barkley, Hampton, Walker, Brown, Achane, Henry, straight running backs, this brick wall of running backs. I love rotating them. Walker needs to be in the mix. Hampton needs to be in the mix. Chase Brown and Achane need to be in the mix. These guys all right here, Achane, Chase Brown, Walker, and Hampton. And I know some are going to say, what about Barkley? What about James Cook? I just feel like these guys are first round players that by default are forced down. I don't think everybody feels comfortable about forcing them down, but they almost have to by default because of the players above them. But this is where, and I'm not saying I love Lamb. I love him. I like JJ. I do, but this is where I say JJ and Lamb kind of don't belong as much as, let's say, an Achane or a Walker or Hampton, given that I think you can replace Lamb or JJ with AJB or London or even Pickens so much so then you can replace those guys. Like, it just seems to me the values at those RB positions right here are so good that's why I love JSN. And if one of these guys falls, that's probably one of my favorite approaches right now, is JSN goes like 6 or 7, which is so dumb sometimes that he falls to 7. And then if one of these guys just slips over to this 2.6 and you get both of them, JSN and Achane, JSN and Chase Brown, JSN and Walker, JSN and Hampton, like it's ridiculous, borderline stupid. It's amazing value. But yeah, he could easily be top 5, easily.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people, some shows have been overreaction, but I think sometimes, like especially today, like in the modern world we're at, very analytics driven, numbers, all that. I think like good player, really good offense, like top 5. I think like people overthink Walker too much. Like he's just a really good player. He's gonna feast in the end zone. There, he's gonna get like 10 plus, 12 plus touchdowns.
Yep.
Just a very easy click for me. And then I would say for the caller before, just real quick, so I gotta get around. I would just say best player available. Once you start drafting the underdog and all these sites and start doing all these mocks and all that in money league, like you start to get, in your mind of an ADP of where values are, like where you should be taking them, who's high, too low. So it's just about kind of making like mental notes in that of being like, oh, this guy's like projected to go like, a round later, maybe I should wait, or like, oh, this guy's a steal, he's supposed to go, 8 picks earlier. So it's just kind of helpful notes for that, but. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chuck Nasty. Call him tonight if you got another one. Let it, bro.
Yep, we'll do.
All right. Let me grade these super chats and over to Travis. J Money says 2-keeper league: Rice, London, Hampton, Achane, Puka. J Money, you still here? City of Angels, you still here? And Hawks, are you still here? Please let me know you're still here. I'll get to your super chat right here. 2-keeper league: Rice, London, Hampton, Achane, Puka. I probably would say with this particular question, without knowing, I mean, you didn't give me any keeper rounds or anything like that. It really is as simple as who are the higher ranked players, because, and if I agree with that ranking, and then you just try and get away with drafting the other players back if you still like those players. So for me, Hampton and Achane, it's not really a debate. There's not really much to discuss, because you're going to still be able to draft Buka back. You still probably have a shot at drafting Rice back, and he should never be kept at that 12, 13 value range anyway, and that's where Hampton and Achane can be. And London's also down at that, mid to late second. So pretty easy call for me. And then this one right here from City of Angels: previous super chat draft pick should I do? Previous super chat draft pick trade should I do? Let me see if he.
Yeah, he had another super chat in there.
Okay. Pick 12, third. You still here, City? Okay, thank you, man. Sorry for the wait. Third pick, 12th, offered me swap first. Why didn't I see this? I don't know. I'm sorry about that. Third pick, 12th, offered me swap first, second, 4th, 6th. What? Might need Travis to translate.
He's the third. He's got the third pick.
Third pick.
The person with the 12th pick offered
swap first.
All those picks.
Swap first, second, 4th, 6th.
You got to get more back, right?
Yeah.
If you're going from 3 to 12, you got to get something. You can't just swap it.
Bro, if someone comes to you and says, I want your 1 pick or your 2 pick or your 3 pick, you're basically saying you're giving me like your 3rd or 4th rounder for free. And I'll swap you the entire draft order. Even if you just said like, no, he just wants to swap the first 4 or 5 or 6. Doesn't matter. Like, bro, 3 is more advantageous. There's no even Steven swap with this.
Like,
it's like you pay the price, or you watch me draft the number 3 overall player. That's what I tell people. Like, just enjoy the show. I'm not trading you the number 3 for your measly 12 and swapping even Steven.
Would you do it if he got the guy's 3rd rounder as well, or would you need more? So
if
swap all those picks, but get the guy's third rounder.
Yeah, I'm not swapping anything. He's like, I would swap the entire draft order or swap the first 6, 7 picks, and then he's giving me his third or fourth round pick. I'll maybe do it for the fourth round, maybe, but I probably would. I probably don't. I just want that third player overall. So he's giving you a pick. He's okay. I'll switch the third and the fourth, or do some sort. No, he's giving you a pick, or he's watching you draft the third best player in the draft, and you can wave to him when you do it. That's all there is to it. There is an advantage of drafting at the top of the draft, and he has to pay the premium to get there. And if he thinks it's some sort of even Steven swap, this isn't grade school where you're trading Pokemon cards or something. In an auction league, who's the one player? Then I'll go to Hammer. In an auction league, who's the one player outside of your top 10 that you'd be willing to pay above market for? Tootin, Hendy, Drake May, Buka. God, there's so many of them, bro. I mean, honestly, the list goes on and on.
A lot of guys in that fifth round ADP there.
Love Lad this year. Not in my top 10. Your top 10? Well, I mean, Bauer's probably my number one player I can think of. And then Jeremiyah Love, because he's going so late. All those players. Neighbors is in the top 10 overall, if that's what you're saying. Hawks, appreciate you. Even if you meant something else, I covered a lot of names there, but I definitely think, Drake May's the best steal in fantasy downstream. I think Lad McConkey's fantastic value. Pickens is great. Ibuka's fantastic. List goes on and on and on and on. Hammer, you're live, young man.
What's going on? You were talking, I guess, about, I think it was Walker, and I think you brought up another player, and it was like JJ and Lamb. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a CD fan, but I do think he belongs in the first round. I wouldn't swap him for Walker. And I know you hate when I bring this up, is again, I've seen him on this offense, and do it consistently. I mean, he missed 5 games last year. I mean, I haven't seen a full healthy season from Walker. And he's in a new environment. So, that is where it's kind of now I'm not it's a different story for JJ. I'm not discounting JJ as him. It's just, again, his situation. But it's difficult for me to not have Lamb in the first round.
Well,
again,
yeah,
he missed 5 games, cleared 1,000 yards.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be in round 1. I'm just saying what my point was, that when you look at these running backs, they have to fall because of these players. And I'm just saying that when I look at Walker, Achane, Hampton, and Chase Brown even, but Chase Brown even at the end of that group, because I think there's
I like Chase Brown on some of those guys.
There's just so much volume that's going toward Walker in that situation, Hampton and Chase Brown too. But this is a group of running backs that deserves to be in the first round, and they can't because they're clinging to Cook's value and what he brought last year, and that he has to be there. No matter what, you're crazy if you don't have Cook at 1.12 in a lot of people's eyes. You're crazy if you don't have JJ at 1.10. Lamb 1.9. I hear what you're saying. I don't mind it. He's not a bust by any means, but I believe Walker, Hampton, and Achane and Chase Brown all have at least a case to be made that they also deserve to be there. And because you can get AJB, London, Pickens, and I think Pickens is going to have another phenomenal year so much later, if you had to pick and choose, let's say you had a draft selection that was here and then here, which you typically don't, that you could make those arguments of I'd rather get the RB like Genty or Hampton early here at 10 and then get that receiver there. But because you traditionally have these coinciding picks, you really can get both. So you draft Lamb and you still get Walker. So it's a great deal. I don't think Lamb has to be removed from round 1. That's not what I meant. I just mean that Walker by default, he's a de facto second round pick. Hampton de facto second round pick. Chase Brown, Achane. and no, there's not a thing anybody can do about it. They're going to continue to linger there, and they're some of the best values in fantasy because they deserve to be right next to Lamb. I can understand wanting Lamb as an equal to Walker, Hampton, or Achane or Brown, but I don't think Lamb towers over them by any means. I think they're all just so good. They're all just right there. These are first round players right here. Achane has no business at 2.5. It's almost disrespectful. Walker at 2.3. I think he should be where Cook is. To be honest, I think he's gonna.
Yeah, I like Chase Brown more than all of them.
That's fine.
But
yeah, he's gonna have a good year again. Chase Brown, Walker, Hampton, Achane, they're all right there. They're in the same bucket. You know, I obviously I'd rank them. I'm not just gonna say, oh, I'll take.
I guess I just misunderstood. I guess what you were saying.
I'm not saying Lamb shouldn't be a first rounder. I'm just saying Lamb and JJ don't have this. They shouldn't have this foothold to where we're not seeing occasional Hampton, Walker, Achane draftings to where this is just kind of like a grab bag. Like they're cemented in there, and these guys are cemented here, and I don't think that that's right. Personally, I love Lamb. Lamb should be in the rotation for that. But if I'm drafting at 9 overall, I'm taking Genty. I'm sometimes taking Hampton, and I'm taking sometimes Lamb. But Lamb isn't an automatic 1.8 or 1.9 for me every single time. I want variation, and the variations including these RBs that I think are ridiculously priced. And even if when I do that, when I get Hampton like at 1.9 or 1.10, and I get AJB, I feel just as good as Lamb and Walker or Lamb and Achane. So they're all really, really good. They're all fantastic. I want combinations of them all. The fact that you can get Lamb and Achane, stupid. That's just stupid. It's crazy. Lamb and Chase Brown, you shouldn't be able to get that. Lamb and Walker, you shouldn't be able to get that. Hampton and AJB, honestly, you shouldn't be able to get. You need all of it in your life because injuries happen, and those are such good combos. They're going to feed families, those combos. They're fantastic.
And yeah, I mean, St. Brown a little higher, but yeah, again, he's just so consistent.
Yeah.
Just from a receiver in the first round.
I mean, like on the topic of Lamb though, like Travis, does part of you, like if you had to try and rank CeeDee Lamb versus George Pickens, and I'm not necessarily saying cost of entry, because cost of entry, we can argue that too, but if you like, if your life was on the line and you're like, is Pickens or Lamb, which one's the one this year? You're not feeling so confident. You're like, Lamb, like no problem.
No,
like
you're
petrified.
60-40 Lamb.
You're wetting your pants, like scared to make that decision when you're like, because they're both so good.
Almost. Yeah.
They're both so good.
Lamb to me, like he's an end of first, early second draft pick, and you can argue him in either one. For me, and I'm probably not taking him in the first, to be honest. If I have the choice, like, because I'm going to take a Genty, a Cook.
So would you?
Hampton. I like
similar to what I was outlining, which again doesn't mean that Hammer's outline is not good. They're all very, very good. Your better outline would be Hampton or Walker or Genty. Or let's leave Walker in the top of two, but let's say Hampton or Genty with AJB over Lamb and let's say Chase Brown. Would you rather have Lamb and Chase Brown or Genty and AJB? They're really close.
That's really close because I'm
Lamb.
I'm really high on Chase Brown. So
okay, let me go the different direction then. Let's say Lamb. Would you rather have Lamb and Achane or Genty and AJB?
Genty AJB, it's still close though.
It's crazy.
I think
you can
it's
get
more so if you get into like if I'm stuck having to take a Barkley or a Henry, which could be the case. If you go Lamb first round and there's a run or something on running backs.
The real question is, who does Shelley think is going to outscore the other. Who's the wide receiver 1 in Dallas? Let's see what you say.
Asking her to choose. Make her choose.
I think she likes Pickens more.
brain.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's close. I mean, Lamb comes with risk that he should not be judged for as much as he is, but it's there, and people are good. People have a right to be like, I'm a little worried about how good Pickens was last year. You can't fault anybody for that. He's also playing for a bag. He might actually, you could say give up on some plays because he feels disrespected, or you could say he's going to fight like crazy to get that big contract. So it's hard to say. Lamb did look shaken at a certain point last year, but then it did seem like he shook all that free and he's fine. But you can understand why people are like, okay, I'm a little burned by it. And I like the idea of getting that Hampton value with Miami Mike, or I want to draft Genty because I believe he's going to be the 3rd overall running back this year. And that value is better than the Lamb value at 8 or 9 because I still believe in AJB being top 5. So it just comes down to preference. I mean, honestly, like there's nothing wrong with Lamb in the 8 to 12. I'm just saying Lamb and JJ are a little bit vulnerable. A little bit. They should be more vulnerable than they are to releasing and relinquishing that ADP slot to at least a rotational, Hampton and Genty and Walker and whatever. There's a point where Chase Brown was going. I want to say Chase Brown was going like, what was it this year or last year? He was going to like 12. Maybe it wasn't.
I think it was it last year? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
But he was.
He deserves it. He deserves it. I mean, you look at Chase Brown, what he did last year with having a big gap in like production. Like he was getting cut. He was so bad the first like 6 weeks. He was like getting cut in grandma leagues. It was ridiculous. It was the stupidest thing in the world. He was getting cut. And imagine if he had those first 6 weeks of great production on top of what he did. He finished. What running back did he finish last year? It was like running back.
I think 7 or something.
I mean, what would he have been if he had 6 great weeks with that? When Bill Burrow went down. So he deserves to be like in that 12 conversation. Walker deserves to be in that 12 conversation. Achane deserves to be. Point is, you're in good hands in that 10, 11, 12 pick. The only negative to that draft slot, because the first 2 picks you get are glory. But the only negative is like, what do you get left with at wide receiver if you go RB, or if you go Lamb and running back? It's just the talent does seem to drop off significantly if Buka is getting pulled up higher and you can't even get Buka anymore. Although I like Etienne. I like Josh Allen. I like Ladd. It just kind of depends. Neighbors is going to go up. Neighbors, I just don't want Flowers and I like Kyron, but I don't love Kyron in 3 at all. I don't want Flowers, Kyron, and Higgins and stuff to be the guys that get pushed down, and then you're sitting here without any of these Neighbors, Buka, Josh Allen decisions, or Etienne anymore at this 12, 11, 10 territory.
Rice can fall
ADP movement sucks
early 3
sometimes. All right, Hammer, what else you got? Anything else relating to today's news? Rashee Rice you love. Cyrus Allen, are you cuffing him to Rice? He looks fantastic.
I'm probably not really messing with him all that much, but yeah, I mean, again, like this whole, like the fact that like nothing's happened, there's been like no converse, like makes me just think like, again, something, if it was going to be like, there would have been conversation. So I'm assuming that like he's cleared, like again, and he's full go. So again, I think he finishes where I said I think he finishes, in the top 5 of these receivers.
What about in terms of like we're talking about like a bench spot where he decides to drive like a maniac, or he gets hurt because he's had injuries. Like,
it'd be good to cuff
him, or you're just not dealing with him at all.
I think he's a good cuff.
I like him a lot, but
he's a great cuff.
Yeah, I mean, but I think there are others out there that, might have my attention more.
Okay. What about Arizona? Jeremiyah Love. The value keeps falling in conjunction with the fear, though. What do you like Love?
I think he just has an insane year. I think it's pace of play, and like I actually was on the opposite, like, oh, he goes to Arizona, who's quote-unquote bad. They're not bad. They don't have a defense, but they have the ball and, again, pace of play. They might not score a lot of touchdowns, but, again, he's going to be touching the ball a ton, and you don't get to draft a guy third overall. Like, I think he has a monster year.
Yeah. All right, boys. Anything else from either one of you?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna. Did you say if you would take Lamb or Jefferson? I know you're probably taking.
Lamb.
But
Lamb. Right now,
Okay.
until JJ's situation, which we're still waiting for that to get, ironed out. And as of right now, it's leaning in a better direction than it was, before 2 days ago. But Kyler still is not named the starter. He's getting more work with the ones and JJ9's, but they could rotate that. That's why we still have to, it could be like, 2 days of that and then we rotate it. Now Kyler's working with the twos and J9's. They don't think he's out of the woods yet, but this guy needs a full month. My deadline was August 1. August 1, August 2, doesn't have to be exactly August, but like August 1, August 2, August 3, if Kyler's not named the starter or at least getting all of the reps with the ones, he's going to be ill-prepared. And so, and even if, let's say, to August 1, they come out and say Kyler's the guy, Kyler still has some risk. And so Lamb Chops, who already has a higher ADP, not by a lot, by a couple spots, has a great secure situation. And I have no doubt that I would be taking Lamb over JJ right now. I don't think it'll change either. I don't think Kyler can prove enough to me in enough time to make me feel like, oh God, this is, this is flipping. I just think it makes JJ a better 1-2 turn player, like 12, 13, 14 overall pick. I think that's a little bit safer when we know what's going on in Minnesota at QB. But that doesn't mean he's a safe pick. He just means he's safer. But Lamb by a mile.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just curious. I figured as much,
But I do think Hampton, in a vacuum, I'm taking Hampton and Genty more than I'm taking Lamb or JJ. That's for sure. Like over JJ, but Lamb's a little closer. But Lamb's in the rotation. Like I'd never say, okay, I'm drafting in 10 leagues. I'm taking Hampton and Genty and all 10 of them, and never these guys. Well, right now, never JJ. Right now, in that context, never JJ. But JJ would eventually, get on the board for me, 3 or 4 or 5 picks down the road. But I'm probably drafting Genty and Hampton in to some total in 60% of those leagues, maybe 70, and then Lamb in the other 3, I guess. So maybe 3, or maybe even 2. I don't know. That'd be tough to say. Like 3 or 4 leagues, I'm taking probably Hampton. 3 or 4 leagues, I'm taking. You could even say 4 and 4 and 2. So 2 of them, I'm taking Lamb. 4, I'm taking Genty. 4, I'm taking Hampton. If I had 10 leagues side by side, and at this cost with these players, 0% JJ. But if JJ falls to, let's say, top of round 2, I wouldn't put him at a high clip, but I'd definitely put him in the mix with those guys, JJ. But not high. I'm still taking Walker more than I'm taking JJ. I'm still taking Chase Brown more than I'm taking JJ. I'm still taking Hampton if he's there. I'm still taking. I honestly think AJB is safer than JJ this year. So as of now, with what's going on in Minnesota, which is not ironed out yet. Whoops. Boys, I think we're at the end for tonight on the 8 p.m. show anyway. Anything else before we jump out of here? We'll be back at midnight Eastern to draft and talk more, probably rookies, probably do a rookie ranking while we draft, a rookie ranking show tonight.
Yeah, I like that. Sounds good. No, I'm good. I'll see you then. Later, guys.
All right. Hammer, call tonight. We'll see who you have as your 3rd or 4th ranked rookie receiver after the Tate and Tyson combo. All right. Later.
All right. Bye.
All right, later. I think the phone line's cleared out now. Yeah. Thank you all for calling. Thank you all for the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the thumbs up. We got 193 thumbs up in the building. Can we hit that 200? Can we get 200? Can we just get 200 before we jump out of here? Gifted memberships, we had Blitzen dropping 10 gifted memberships. We had Zerb and Tig dropping a double. Jordan, appreciate you. DK dropping a super chat. Jordan, Brandon, EA Goats, City of Angels, Trent, Hawks, City of Angels, and J Money and Hammer dropping the $20 and 420 and I think 420 and New Age dropping gifted memberships over on the Rumble side of the fence. If you want to draft with us tonight, Underdog promo code Smitty. That link is pinned in the live chat. I'm dropping it again in the live chat right now. It's in the description of the video. We'll be drafting on Underdog tonight. Promo code Smitty. That promo code, that link will get you 50% matching your first deposit, all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. So if you deposit the minimum of $10, they'll give you a 5. You'll have 15 to play with tonight. We'll probably get into either a 10 or a 3 or a $5 draft tonight. So if you want to draft with us tonight, just hit that link now. Sign up so you're not late. Don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Just take a look at it. That's my challenge. Just pull it up, thefantasyfootballshow.com. It looks like this. I just don't see how you don't pull it up and go, what am I looking at? This little slice of heaven. What in the hell is going on over here? I just dare you. Pull it up. Look at it. Just take a glance. And if you want a 24/7, 365 live chat group, that link is in the description, or just go to patreon.com/thefantasyfootballshow, or click this link, which I'll drop right now. But the Patreon is a 24/7, 365 live chat group. Cost of a cup of coffee. Just try it for 1 month. Cancel if you don't like it. Instant trade advice, instant convo, your personal chat group. You hear people say, hey, my chat group. Now you've got a chat group. Do it live. See you all tonight at midnight Eastern. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live whenever big news breaks, and we're live at almost every single midnight Eastern. See you all at midnight.